Jake, Josh, Tom. I guess I like the book so far.
I like it quite a lot. It's pretty interesting. A lot of plot twists and everything.
You're starting to understand a little more about the book, about the people.
Yeah. The characters are really starting to develop. You can see a nice storyline, and there's kind of some foreshadowing in there too, a little bit.
You can definitely tell that their backstory is starting to build up. You know, you're starting to know a lot more about them. I'll wait for Josh to get back. Okay, so I'll start this out with a question. So, do you think that Curly, will he tell anyone that when he smashed his hand, crushed it, or will he tell people that the machine did it?
I think he's gonna end up telling somebody what actually happened, just because he's that kind of guy.
I don't know if he will or not, because if he doesn't say anything, or if he does say stuff, then like people like lose respect for him and stuff.
They might have to move.
Like on the ranch.
I mean, Jake, when his hand just disappeared.
Yeah.
His hand would have just disappeared, so I feel like he's kind of going to learn his lesson, not to mess with him, but.
So, do you think Curly's wife is going to play a role in the rest of the story, a real bigger role, or do you think she's kind of like not going to have anything to do with the rest of the story? The book.
I think she will play a role.
Yeah, I feel like with as much detail and description as they've given her already, I feel like there's got to be some sort of role she has.
Yeah.
Other than just being.
Curly's always trying to look for her. He never knows where she's at, and he always asks the ranchers, because I guess
he's too lazy.
Because Slim was saying how Curly's wife is a tart, which means
she's
a prostitute. And was it Slim or was it Candy?
It was one of the two. Both.
And then Candy said that she has the eye for everyone.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. So, you know, him being the man he is.
We're going back a little bit to that fight with Lenny and Curly. So why does Slim say to Curly to not bring up the fight to his dad? So why do you think he says that?
Dad might get mad.
Well, he'd fire Lenny and George, and they just like started playing cards and get to know each other, and they like each other. And he doesn't want them to get canned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That like they like each other, so it's just kind of mutual respect, sticking up for him. But yeah, on page 61 in the book, it says Curly's fist was swinging when Lenny reached for it. The next minute, Curly was flopping on the ground like a fish on a line, and his closed fist was lost in Lenny's big hand. George ran down the room. Let go of him. Lenny, let go. So it's just showing like his brute strength and how strong he is, and the fact that he can really make a grown man flop like a fish out of water. So.
And that too, it was that he was squeezing it, and then George was yelling at him to let go, and he said Lenny kind of just watched him in terror, as like he couldn't do anything. He didn't know how to let go, kind of like how he didn't know how to let go of that girl's dress and weed.
Yeah, I think obviously like medication. There's medication like in this time period, but there's not like the right medication for like Lenny, because he probably has like some ADHD or ADD or something that people like don't know about yet that he needs help with.
Yeah. But like Jake said, going back to weed, it was said that like the girl was squawking, and like he really just won't let go of it because he was too scared to do anything else.
Yeah, she was screaming.
Yeah, she was screaming. She didn't know. He didn't know what else to do, so he just held on. So I feel like this is another one of those situations.
Yeah.
Like it's just his mind he can't comprehend like stuff that people say.
Yeah.
If it gets loud or something, stuff starts going on, he kind of loses focus on anything.
Yeah, even though he can't like comprehend what people say, he's a really good worker. And here's a quote on the book, page 39. It says, "Maybe he ain't bright, but I never seen such a worker. He damn near killed his partner, Buck and Barley. There ain't nobody can keep up with him. God Almighty, I never seen such a strong guy." So, yeah.
It's kind of like John Henry.
I'm not even.
Yeah, he's like John Henry, and that's a real world example.
And it kind of shows a lot of irony because everyone counts like Lenny out for just being like dumb, but he can work. So
Yeah. So do you think Lenny, George, and Candy will end up buying that little shack on that like farm, like they were talking about?
I feel like it's a possibility, but something else is going to have to transpire for that to happen first. Because I feel like there wouldn't be a point of writing the book if it's really just about them talking about that, and then next thing you know, they end up buying it.
yeah. To add to that, do you think? So will Lenny and George allow Candy to join like the so-called like group because they like always hop together from job to job like with each other? So you think Candy will join the group with them?
This is kind of their last job, like I said, because Candy's already got a lot, $400 or whatever. And their goal is just to go to the end of the month, because then George and Lenny both get $50, and then we'll go buy it.
I kind of feel like, although Candy is like an old crippled man, because he said he was going to get fired
Yeah,
soon because of how old he was.
Yeah.
he's
Like,
only
he
got
couldn't
one
do it.
hand too.
Yeah.
So, like, based off that, I feel like there's something else for him, that, like, some other reason that he wants to go join, so I feel like he might, like, backstab him in a way and then just, like, do something like that.
But he doesn't have any family or anything.
Yeah. It's almost like in like the real world, like you get like a loan, kind of.
Yeah.
So he's just like loaning their like his money. You know what I mean? So do you think Lenny and George will make it to get the $50? Or do you think they'll get fired before that?
I don't think they'll get fired,
You don't think so?
but
Or will they just plain leave?
I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I feel like there's a possibility for him to get it and go and get that pot of land that what they want him to get. I'm not really sure. So, did Lenny and George, did they get kicked out of Weed, or do you think that they left Weed after Lenny traumatized the girl?
I think that they had to leave
They
like
left.
really quickly.
But they said they hid the irrigation trench or whatever until night, and then they left.
Yeah, because I guess that girl had like a rape allegation on Lenny for even though he only grabbed her dress, but
Yeah. But, on page 37 in the book, it explains why George and Lenny are always together. It says, him and me was both born in Auburn. I know his Aunt Clara. She took him when he was a baby and raised him up. When his aunt died, Lenny just come along with me out working. Got kind of used to each other after a little while. So just showing like their connection, why they always follow each other around.
And then it said too that George used to play jokes on Lenny and that it was funny. And then he told him to jump into a river one time and he actually did it. And then Lenny was just thankful that he helped him out of there. He didn't even think about that George was the one who told him to get in there, and he's then putting more jokes on him after that.
yeah, that's kind of just plain mean if you think about it. So going back to Jake's statement about Curly's wife, so what do you think will ultimately happen, like with Curly's wife? Like, do you think they'll get like divorced, or like, what do you think will happen?
They'll stay together.
Think so?
Yeah.
Till the
It's
end.
all books end. It's like Christmas movies.
Happy ending.
I don't know. You shall sleep with me.
I personally, I was going to say. I feel like if the word gets out what happened to Curly's hand, and she hears about it, or like he tells her, I feel like she's gonna know that Curly was in the wrong, and she's just gonna like ditch him, I guess you can say.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, just kind of realize that he's like not a good person because he's just beating up people for the fun
Or
of
maybe
it.
not, maybe not even that. That he's like, that he was beating him up, and then Lenny just grabbed his hand and broke it. Which will be like, well, he's weak.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone.
He's not an alpha male.
Yeah. There you go.
Does anyone have anything else to say?
No.
So
I
do you
think
wanna
that
debrief?
concludes our discussion. So, do we have any?
How do we think that the discussion went?
I think the first one that we did earlier today was better.
I think so too. I think our first discussion was better, ultimately better, but we had a little static on the microphone.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this one was better than the one this morning. So
You think so?
yeah, but
We disagree with you. Everybody else does.
no, I'm talking about this morning. The one this morning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not the one, the first one, the very first one. Because that first one was pretty good.
Yeah, our first one was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's hard to like make connections between the real world and this book because it's so far. It's like from the 1900s.
I read that one this morning.
It's like 120 years ago.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to relate to because growing up then they didn't even have sliced bread, so like,
Yeah.
how can we relate to them?
They can't even make a sandwich. Like,
Yeah. Wait, what? Do they just take like 2 loaves of bread and just put them together?
They didn't have bread.
No, they had bread.
Yeah, maybe they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
But they have bread. They have sliced bread.
No, they did.
So people.
yeah, but I thought the discussion went well. Went pretty smooth.
It went smooth.
There wasn't as many stopping points as what this morning there was. I thought.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Because we already said it, so.
Yeah, we got more to the point. I thought.
I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be some pausing points just for us trying to like gather our thoughts and everything, but there were quite a few this morning.
I think everyone had their fair share of insight, except I think Josh just gotta come a little more prepared next time.
Did better than what he's done in the past, so I guess.
Yeah.
Improving.
Everyone I thought improved. That's good.
Stepping up his game.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Great.
good job, everyone.
Alright.